It's annoying.
Hello and welcome to the weekly kickoff. Team Bankroll starts right here. We've been off for a couple of weeks actually with the weekly kickoff because we have been covering Champions League, but Champions League is taking a break, so we are back with the weekly kickoff. Alex from Need for Tips, Martin Green, and Big Man on campus, all here just to sort of chat. How's the weekend going? See how our profit and loss is doing. Some people are doing great, some people are doing awful. I'm not doing so great, but listen. Let us all, first of all, say hello. Happy Monday, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Natalie.
I didn't. Alex, everyone doesn't seem as happy as I am that it's Monday. Everyone seems a bit like doomy and gloomy.
I wanted to say that I'm really happy that this weekend went bad. From my point of view, I don't know the rest because I don't remember all their tips. But it's really good that this weekend went bad because after a good period of time, it's normal to have a bad week. Because if you have good weeks, one after the other, you will get really rich and you will leave SBR. So no need to leave SBR. So once in a month, we need a bad week. But I'm sure
Keep
that we are
everyone on their
getting back on
toes.
the track.
Yeah. Well, I just want to quickly say hi, Roth, Dalo4, Anes, Arjun. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Gonna start. Oh, and also Juanma. Big up to Juanma there, who is the man behind the camera. We're gonna get him quickly to pull up how Team Bankroll are doing as a whole. Over to you, Juanma. So there we go. So we've got two shows. This is what we're calculating. So we're not calculating our Premier League, our Europa League, our Champions League, or even Alex's Acca bet. These are the two shows. Best bets on a Thursday, Premier League punters on a Wednesday. So best bets obviously doing very well there, 66.5 units of profit, with Premier League punters not doing very well. And I have to say it's actually me and Flash which is really bringing it down on the Premier League punters. Big Man holding it up there. So there we go, and that's how we're doing as a whole. But overall in profit, I think about 33 units in profit since the beginning of the season. So overall, not bad, guys. Now let us kick off. Obviously, one of the main things that happened over the weekend, a Manchester United win there. I wasn't predicting that. Big Man, did you have that on your sheets? Were you going for Man United to win, or did you stay away from that game?
You're
I think
muted.
you're muted, Big Man.
Whoops, my fault. I don't think I had that game, honestly. I have to remember.
No, you
I
skipped it.
do.
You skipped it.
Yeah, I do hate both those teams generally. I didn't think there was much of an edge. It ended up being a big time win for Man United. They get Jesse Lingard's had a great season, by the way. I mean, they've really lucked out with him. He's had a real good season. And Chelsea just continues to be inconsistent.
Yeah. Do you think, like a while ago, like I think you sort of said, Manchester United, they're sort of almost like undeserving to be in the second place. They have some sort of losses where really they shouldn't. This win obviously was very good for them. It looks like they're holding on to their second place. Do you think that's where they'll end up at the end of the season?
I don't. I think Liverpool's gonna overtake them. I think Liverpool is, honestly, at this point, I think they're the best attacking team in the league. I mean, they just go forward at such a level. I'd be interested to hear the other guy's opinion, but yeah, I mean, they're 2 points back. Obviously, second to fourth and fifth are pretty interesting right now in the Premier League. Yeah, I think Liverpool will overtake them. Honestly, Liverpool obviously showed up their defense a bit, which is nice. They still have some question marks, but yeah, I do think Man United, I don't think they're the second best team. I think they're the third or fourth. I would put Liverpool above them, but I'd be interested to hear what the other guys.
Yeah, Liverpool have been having a very good season. Martin, can Liverpool overtake Manchester United?
Absolutely, they can. For me, yeah, I think they're in far better form. Man United just seem inconsistent, and I think the abrasive nature of Jose Mourinho seems to rub a lot of his players up the wrong way. A lot of freak results that they get. I think Liverpool and Tottenham both have it about them to overtake Man United before the end of the season. I think a lot of it's just going to depend on who progresses in the Champions League and where teams' priority is going to lie.
Yeah. Just want to shout out, we've got Elio says, I'm learning a lot from this show. I never catch it live. Great to have you live. Alex, what about yourself? I thought this was going to be an unders. This was like unders all over. What were you going to say about the match?
Yeah, I had Chelsea double chance as my banker on the Premier League Panthers, and I think that they were unlucky not to take a positive result from that match. I don't think that Manchester United, how they played, they deserve that. Okay, they played a little better in the second half of the game, but my God, Morata, if Spain will take him to be their striker at the World Cup, they will fuck it up totally, really. Morata, better take Diego Costa. Better take Diego Costa from Atletico Madrid right now. He's in better shape, 1,000,000 times in better shape. I don't know what is happening with Morata in a Premier League, but maybe the Premier League is not good for him. And Manchester United, I cannot agree more with the guys here. I don't think that Manchester United are a top 4 team. If they were losing against Chelsea, they will be 4th right now. No, 3rd. But I'm sure that Liverpool and Tottenham are a lot better than Manchester United right now. And Liverpool, in terms of defensive, if they were 10%, 15% better, I think that they would be maximum 12 points, 10 points behind the Manchester City. A little bit better in the defense because they have a huge attacking firepower. They lost only 3 matches, giving the fact that Manchester United lost 5 matches till now. But it's still time for them to finish second in the standings, and I think that they will do it. They will have an easy match against Newcastle next weekend, so I think that Crystal Palace might pull off the upset against Manchester United. Who knows?
Yeah, well, huge attacking power. Liverpool there, 4-1. What an amazing win. I was on Liverpool in the over there. Also liked both teams to score. What was your biggest upsets, big man, of the weekend? I was just reading like a few of the comments, and it seemed like an overall bad weekend betting soccer with some big upsets there. Which ones were your most notable upsets?
Yeah, I think obviously, I think we all, are kind of surprised that even in a game that they had to win, West Bromwich Albion wasn't able to get the job done against a very poor Huddersfield side at home. I mean, they're definitely getting relegated. There's no way out now. Even their manager has kind of accepted that. It's a bit of a mess, really. That was definitely kind of one. I had that one. That was my banker of the weekend. I was really thinking this would be the time WBA would come to play, but they didn't. Watford, I thought there'd be more goals in that game. That was a drabby, boring matchup.
Yeah.
And just kind of some weird results. I mean, luckily the Bournemouth draw came in. That was a big one for me. But yeah, Leicester not winning was another one.
Yeah.
Stoke has been so poor. Leicester was lucky to even get the draw there. I mean, their own goal was kind of the difference there. But yeah, it was I'm not gonna, I know we'll probably spend time on Arsenal, so I won't talk about them in the Carabao Cup. But yeah, it was a weird result, a weird weekend for results.
Yeah, yeah. Well, talking obviously Huddersfield, they're now in 14th. Again, I know you guys have got a bet with one of our viewers. Alex, what do you think the likelihood now of Huddersfield? Obviously, that win for Huddersfield, which over the weekend has bumped them up a bit, hasn't it? 14th. Are they going to stay in through the skin of their teeth?
Well, listen, all the downsides like Huddersfield have some tough tasks this weekend. Huddersfield are going to visit Tottenham. Newcastle are going to play Liverpool. Maybe Southampton might take something from their match against Stoke. Swansea might do something against West Ham. Still 10 rounds to go till the end of the season. Still time also for Brighton, if you ask me, to go down. So still plenty of action. I think that we are not sure about anything in terms of relegation. If Alan Pardew is leaving West Brom, I think that Marco Silva is coming. If Roth is saying correct, I heard some rumors also about it. Marco Silva from Watford, if you remember how many great matches he had in the Premier League, I think is a really class classy manager. But yes, still plenty of time also from on the up part of the Premier League, also from the on the down part of the table.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously now, like heading towards sort of the end of the season, I think there's about 11 weeks to go. You've got teams obviously fighting for survival. You've got teams fighting for sort of their European spots. Martin, when it comes to sort of betting now, as you have some of these teams, you know, we are seeing some upsets. Are you changing strategies? Are you say staying away from like outrights? You know, what are you doing with it, bearing in mind as each team now is really playing for those sort of needed points?
Yeah, I probably am changing strategy whereby I'm quite staying away from the Premiership quite a lot, to be honest, because there's just so much inconsistency I find at the moment. There's so many teams that look dead and buried, and then suddenly they just go on a string of results, soar up the table, and no one seems to be able to find any consistent form. So I find it very difficult a lot of the time. As we get closer towards the end of the season, there'll be some mid-table teams that have got nothing left at stake. So it'll be interesting to bet against them and go for teams that really are fighting for their lives. Yes, big man.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just wanted to kind of go off what you were saying. I think we could agree this league is terrible this year. I mean, really bad. I mean, there's literally 5 teams that you trust. I mean, and I know there's usually only about 9 or 10 good teams, but I mean, there are 5 good teams. I mean, even Arsenal, I don't trust. And Burnley's really been brutal. Leicester City, you can't ever trust. Everton's had a down year.
Yeah.
Watford's bipolar. I mean, this league is bad this year. I mean, it's poor, poor, which is interesting.
You can take from my results. I'm also doing Premier League punters. I'm doing the best bet show. On the best bet show, I might use my maximum one play from every week from the Premier League, and I'm plus 38 units. On the Premier League punters, I'm -7 in the entire season. So all the other leagues this season for me went great, outstanding. Premier League disappointment. I don't know, maybe I'm not reading something correct, but I don't think it is just me. And when I'm seeing Martin saying that he's staying away from the Premier League, so that says everything for the Premier League.
And he's up in top, so that's obviously what you've got to do. Which leagues are you finding most profitable then, Martin?
For me, it's been La Liga recently and a bit of Serie A as well. Those two, Italy and Spain, are where you've got some dominant teams that are putting together a good, strong run of form, teams that generally excel at home, teams where it's easier to typically predict if they're going to be overs or unders. You've got a lot of teams like Real Sociedad and Valencia that play open games where they concede a lot. And then you've got teams like Atletico Madrid that really defend, and you can often look for unders in those sort of games. A lot of teams in Italy that are very good, and a lot of teams that are very bad, like Benevento. We all love Benevento.
Benevento just won.
Yeah, they did. I know. Unfortunately, I didn't bet on them this time. But no, I've found the Premiership very inconsistent, and I've found the Bundesliga to be very inconsistent as well this season. So I'm generally staying with the South European nations at the moment.
Yeah. What about our Leipzig, Martin? Let us down there, against Cologne.
I'm off that train.
Off that bleeding train.
Not back on the RB Leipzig train again for the rest of the season. Couldn't believe that was. I mean, that was the only shock result for me at the weekend. I think I broke even overall, but that one really let me down. I couldn't believe the way that that on paper that just looks like an RB Leipzig win all day. They're flying high in the table, excellent at home. They're playing against the team that's bottom of the league. It looks like a banker that everyone would put in their accumulator bet. Everyone would put it in their parlay. And they just folded. It was a coupon buster. It was a horrible result. So stay away from them. Stay well away.
Yeah, it was. It was. Just reading as well, Dale 4, there's something that we wanted to talk about. Neymar injury for PSG is a big blow. It is a huge blow. What does that mean? Because Neymar won't be playing in the Champions League. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah, I'm sure that he will not. He rolled his ankle, and I'm sure that next week is the Champions League match against Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane was saying earlier in a press conference that he was wishing that Neymar was okay, just for the camera. When you don't have Neymar at PSG, It's simply a walk in the park from my point of view. Okay, you have Cavani, you have Mbappe, but Neymar is he has a lot of creativity. He's the man with assists, the man with goals. So Real Madrid are going through. The odds will dramatically change in favor of Real Madrid. I'm sure about it. And that's it with PSG this year. Unai Emery at the end of the season will leave. They will transfer probably some other important players. Maybe Neymar will leave to Real Madrid in the summer, but we might see a lot of action in the transfer market after the World Cup.
Yeah. Big man, do you think PSG's Champions League dreams are over for the year with Neymar's injury?
Definitely. I agree with one of the commenters here about Jorge saying they have no chance. I agree totally. If I could just go back quickly to the Serie A talk, I'll tell you two things I've been doing lately is betting a lot of this AC Milan side. They've been playing really well, 4 straight clean sheets. And I know if you're Arsenal Football Club, you're not too excited to face them here in the next couple weeks. Also, betting against Sassuolo. Sassuolo is dreadful. They are really bad. I don't know how much people bet against them, but they've been clean sheeted a ton lately. And I've noticed against the bigger clubs, they're getting absolutely wrecked. I took Lazio over the weekend.
Yeah, we had Lazio. We had Lazio
Yeah.
also Natalie, also me last weekend. We had Lazio against Sassuolo. It was an important win for
Yeah,
them.
they are really really bad. But yes, without Neymar, I don't see it. No, I mean, luckily League On is good to go, but yeah, they're not winning the Champions League. No shot. They're not even winning this group without Neymar.
Yeah, I'm just checking what the odds are to qualify. Real Madrid there 1.35, but right now PSG at home still quite strong favourites, 1.91. Would anybody back PSG or even Real Madrid at 4.4?
I think that Neymar took PSG as a joke. He was the biggest transfer in the history of football, but I think that he took PSG as a joke. French league, okay, small league, not compared to La Liga or Premier League or stuff like that. He was missing in a lot of games. They were resting him. Unbelievable at this level. Okay, you are playing Metz, you are playing Dijon, but come on, play. You are paid to play. You are they spend so much money on you, and you are showing up only on Champions League. Come on, this is outrageous. I wouldn't. I would, if I was his coach right now, I wouldn't use him till the end of the season. But it's about money, so whatever.
Yeah. A few people are asking us about La Liga fixtures midweek. Has anybody got their eye on any of the games?
Haven't looked at it yet, to be honest. I'll have a quick look now.
What about you, Alex?
I already started to prepare for the best bet show and for the 10 play ACA, and I have some Espanyol, Real Madrid, Girona, Celta Vigo, Athletic Bilbao, Valencia, Atletico Madrid versus Leganes. So I have a lot of La Liga action for next weekend.
No, for midweek.
That's midweek.
Midweek, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Well, maybe.
I think Real Madrid look to be in very strong form, don't they? They put together 5 wins in a row now. Against the pretty poor Espanyol team, you probably figure them to go out there and rack up a pretty hefty scoreline. Maybe look to back them with a handicap. That'd be quite interesting. Valencia v Athletic Bilbao, that looks a good one for both teams to score in. I would have thought both in pretty good goal scoring form at the moment.
Bruno, bet for Valencia.
Malaga. Oh God, Sevilla to beat Malaga away. 2.25. I'd take that.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Or even a draw, no bet if you wanted to play it safer. Also, Atletico Madrid, they come from quite a hefty win there. Home advantage, it's low, 1.26, but maybe giving them sort of a -1, -1.2, minus 1.5, something like that against Leganes, 13th place there. Could be a good match as well. Big man, are you looking? Are you checking them out, or have you just got too much on your betting plate at the
Yeah,
moment?
I don't really bet La Liga too much. I did last year, when we were kind of focusing on it, but I have a ton I'm doing right now as far as with college basketball and some other things. But I do focus a little bit more now on Serie A, which is fun. Cagliari and Napoli today, which is an interesting one. I try to find value in this match, but it's hard. I mean, I kind of like Napoli went to nil here. Obviously coming off that early exit in the Europa League. I was a bit perturbed by that, but now they come back here. Cagliari not a great side, but they have played decent from time to time. I don't want to lay the 1.5 goals. There's not much there. It's just kind of a match I think I'll just kind of pass with. But no, I don't get too much involved with that. As you know, Natalie, I got a ton I'm doing otherwise, so kind of busy.
Yes.
You are
Yes,
doing
you do.
NASCAR lately, eh?
NASCAR, yeah. I've bet NASCAR for the last couple of years. It's kind of more of a fun thing for me. It's all plus money prices, and there's an edge if you know where to look with certain drivers and stuff. So yeah, SPR's having me do some race coverage.
Nice. Arsenal v Man City, Thursday there. Are you looking forward to the match, Martin? Do you think Arsenal can get a result here?
No. no, and no to both questions. I won't be watching that match. I don't really have much
Will you
interest in
not?
watching. No, I'm sick of them. I'm not. I spent
Aw.
60 quid on a ticket yesterday. We had rail replacement buses to get there. It took me like 4 hours to get there in the end with all these transport problems. Ages to get home. I spent nearly £200 to watch a team that didn't even turn up for a cup final. It was just absolutely disgraceful. There was 40,000 of us packed into there, all hoping for a good day out. The least you hope for is at least they're going to turn up and show some effort and play with a bit of pride. But they didn't. They just rolled over. Man City didn't even play well. A decent team would have beaten them. Like a Liverpool or a Tottenham would have gone there and won that game. I think they didn't. They didn't even get out of second gear. Man City, but Arsenal were just spineless and terrible. I mean, if Arsene Wenger can't get them motivated for a cup final, then he's not going to get them motivated for a Thursday night Premiership match. I don't think it really means anything anymore either. I mean, Man City have already won the league. They've run away with it. There's no way now that Arsenal are going to get into the top four. The only thing they've got left this season is the Europa League. They've got a difficult draw against AC Milan. They just lost to a bunch of part-time Swedish team, Östersund, which was ridiculous. I mean, they've got to go for that. I think this game's just going to be a total non-event on Thursday. And there's just going to be a total lack of belief around Arsenal for the rest of the season. I mean, they might get rid of Wenger in the, but
yeah. Do you think the Wenger has just lost the locker room here? It's sort of like, it's obviously we've discussed this, like, week in, week out, Wenger in, Wenger out. What can be done? You guys have got some good players. It's is it Wenger? Is it what is it?
It's not that. I don't think Wenger's one to lose a locker room. Mourinho is someone that will lose a locker room. He's this angry guy who shouts at players and upsets them. Wenger never shouts at anyone. He's got the opposite. He's made it too easy and too comfortable for them. They just have a really nice life. There's no pressure on them to win. They're quite good footballers. They play fancy football. Every so often they'll win 4-0 and impress everyone with the beauty of their passing. But then when it comes to the big games, they always flop. And there's no inquest about it. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't shout. He doesn't drive a change. Alex Iwobi this season went out, stayed out till 3 a.m. At a party before a game, had a dreadful game. He should have been dropped for the rest of the season, but Wenger's played in practically every game since. Like, there's just a culture of you don't get blamed for terrible performances. And it's just a nice place to go now. You go and live in North London for a few years, you earn a ton of money, and then you move to a bigger club. I thought we might have a chance in this cup final, considering the way we knocked out Chelsea in the semi-final. We beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final last year. Man City weren't in great form, but they just didn't turn up. And no one took the game seriously. There was no leadership. There was no effort, no drive or ambition to win. It was just pretty pathetic, really. So, I think it's going to be a very stale atmosphere at the club for the rest of the season. I mean, he's rolled the dice. He spent a lot of money. He brought in Aubameyang. Clearly hasn't worked. The same old problems are just there. I mean, he's got to go sooner or later, hasn't he? But you know, he's got another year left on his contract after this. So unless anyone pushes him, I think we've got at least another 15, 16 months of it, unfortunately. Very, very sad times.
Well, you sound very defeated, but listen, Dalo4 says, what does he say? The crazy thing is with this game, it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal go and win. After the week they've had, football is a funny game at times. So let's, who knows? Who knows? Big man shaking.
It wouldn't even matter if they did. I mean,
a pride thing, though. Well, listen.
We're past winning and losing with this club. We're past winning and losing. And again, I say this again and again. I feel bad for people like Martin Green, who are real fans, who give this club everything that they have. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. They have, I mean, you look at this group right now. Their defense is an absolute, it's shockingly bad. It's awful. Callum Chambers doesn't have any business on a Premier League pitch. Hector Bellerin has more concern about what fans are saying than how he plays. He should worry more about what he does on the pitch. Aaron Ramsey sucks. Granit Xhaka's terrible. He's a disgrace to Albanians everywhere. Nacho Monreal can't stay healthy. He goes off in every match. It's pathetic. Mesut Ozil never seems to play up in big games. Jack Wilshere tries, but he's kind of like the guy that, you know, he can't do everything. I mean, he's the only one that seems to care. They hit it on the head. If you can't get up for a cup final, I know it's the Carabao Cup. I know it's, you know, it's whatever, but it is Wembley. It's an opportunity to make a poor season somewhat rosy for your people that are the reason your club is in existence. This is not a small club. This isn't Huddersfield or Bradford City. This is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and they are acting like a small club. They don't address anything that needs to be addressed. All they do is go out and then I heard that they're going to target Nabil Fekir in the offseason. You need defenders. You need midfielders. You need all that. You need to get Arsene Wenger the fuck out of Arsenal. They don't deserve it.
You know,
the fans don't deserve it. It's absolutely disgraceful. And if I'm a fan of that club, I don't ever want to give up on my squad, but it is hard to swallow this shit week after week if I'm a fan of this.
You know what is really funny? After the game against Manchester City, on the press conference, Wenger said, come on, they didn't give the stoppage time correct. And I asked the fourth referee,
like
why you are not giving the stoppage far? And the fourth referee said, why you need that? Of course, you are 3-0 down in 90 minutes. What the fuck?
And you didn't play hard the whole game. You didn't play hard all game. What do you mean extra? He is such an arrogant scumbag. I can't stand that guy. Even looking at him makes me sick. I mean, he doesn't show any emotion. He doesn't care. I really feel bad for people like you and for all the people that I see after the games arguing about it. It's, you know, someone's going to die because of it, unfortunately. Someone's going to fall over because of they're so stressed out about it. You look at some of these cats on TV, it's a shame. They love this club, and it's just sickening to watch week after week. And you think they're going to get up for a game like this? It's the middle of the week. What do they care about this game? They're not winning anything. Martin, all you can do, and I mean this, stop supporting the club. Until you stop supporting them, until all of you stop going to the games, it's already, you look at the Emirates, a lot of the games, they're sold out. And if they think they're going to go into San Siro and beat AC Milan, they got another thing coming as well. AC Milan's playing good football right now. They better hope that they do something in Europa League, because I don't know how long you could put up with this. It has to change.
I don't think that is about stopping to be a fan of the club. I think it's about your idea. You said in the past, stop going to the games. But Martin said the games of Arsenal are not for the fans anymore. You are going there to sign deals, to talk about contracts and so on. This is what you didn't say that, Martin, in the past.
Yeah, the Emirates is a beautiful stadium, and it's very conducive to taking people out on business trips. You take them to corporate hospitality, show them a good time, have a few drinks, sign a deal, then you go out, you're in a very nice part of London near Upper Street, and there's a really good culture for that, where they get loads of money out of it. the people that are going and paying all the money and bankrolling the club probably don't even care whether they win or lose or not. They get a ton of money from people that aren't actually fans. So yeah, they're a victim of their own success. Really, it creates a pretty stale atmosphere in the ground at times. But I don't think staying away is going to have the desired impact. Sadly, all it's going to do is just give the club less money, and they'll have less money to spend on transfers to sort out all the problems in the squad. I think the only thing that's really going to happen is Arsene Wenger's going to leave, hopefully quite soon. But people have been. People have been flying.
I understand though with Martin though, like you can't just walk away. He's been an Arsenal fan, I think, from wearing his first T-shirt, like as a newborn. It's like he's been an Arsenal fan. It's like taking away like who he is as a person. It just is not happening. But it's just you just got to ride the tough times.
But I'm not saying you should walk away. But I've noticed in Europe, and I've noticed in England specifically, the fans for most teams have some sort of voice. If I go out and I boycott the Philadelphia Eagles, it's not going to move. No one cares. But I've noticed some of these protests and things like that, they have to be watching it. I don't know. But real quick, I did want to mention one of the commenters is, I guess, getting on me because I don't talk about La Liga, and then we should talk about Europa League. Every week Europa League is here. I host a show talking about it. Me and Alex are the only ones that seem to care about Europa League. So I'm not quite sure what Barcaman you're watching. I just don't follow it. I don't have enough time, fortunately. Sorry that I don't cover La Liga for you. Sorry.
Well, listen quickly. Arsenal versus Man City. Tips. I really like Alex Hask in this one. Both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals. Actually staying away from the outrights because I think maybe, just maybe, we could see a surprise. But I'm staying away from the outrights. Big man, have you got any bets? Arsenal v Man City.
Wow. I probably lean with the old Alex classic here. I probably think Arsenal can at least score a goal. I think we'll see 3 goals here. I'm definitely going to lean with that. I also kind of like Man City in the over 2.5. I didn't look up what the price is. I'd guess it's probably around 2.2, 2.3, something like that. I'm probably looking at that too.
Yeah. Man City, the straightaway win 1.8. Alex, are you looking at anything for this match?
Yeah, I have 2 tips from the Premier League Panthers. Over 3 goals on the Asian handicap, and Manchester City at second tip, Manchester City to win. And I want to thank again to everybody who is watching us. Umar finally had the chance to watch us live, and we are doing a great job. Thank you. And all the people that are joining us week in and week out to all our shows. Thank you, and we really appreciate your support. And maybe some of you guys are doing an effort of following us live. If you don't catch us live, for sure you can catch us on the SBR YouTube channel. You can subscribe and have all the videos that you want.
Nice. What are you going for, Martin? Arsenal v Man City? Or you're completely just staying away from the game?
I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. I think it's a very strange atmosphere when 2 teams play in a cup final and then they meet in the league a few days later. It's hard to get motivated for the game because it's of such secondary importance to the one game that you have just played. So I think it's quite an unpredictable one. I mean, Man City should win, but I don't think there's probably a great deal of value, is there, on a straight Man City
1.8.
win.
1.8. I don't think that's bad. 1.8.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd probably look to take that then. I mean, they've got a pretty strong squad, haven't they, Man City? They've already destroyed Basel in the Champions League, so they don't really need to conserve their energies for that. I mean, they're still fighting for points. They still want to ensure that they get the highest ever Premier League points tally. So yeah, 1.8. I'd say that looks pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, they've already beaten Arsenal twice this season now, so why can't they make it a third time? But I wouldn't put my mortgage on it. Maybe a smaller stake.
Okay. Just want to say we've got Juggernaut says team bankroll, yay. Paul Blakesy also says a dodgy game, and then looks like Big Dick Donny's just arrived. Hello everyone. Good to have you. Good to have Big Dick Donny on the show. There we go. That put a smile on Martin's face there. All right. Before we go, is there anything else? Is there anything else anybody wants to add? No. Okay.
Stop
All right.
supporting
So
Arsenal
I will
Football
say.
Club.
Not supporting. All right. So I will say goodbye to everybody. Wednesday, we do have Back with the Premier League show on Premier League Punters on Wednesday. Thursday, we've got Best Bets, followed by Alex's Akabet, 10-bet Aka there. So stay tuned, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful week, everybody. Best of luck.
Thank you.